Military helicopters and commandos have begun a rescue operation to free 8 people. That includes 6 children who are stuck in a cable car. Now, they are dangling above a riverbed in the mountainous Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. The children were on their way to school when 2 cables of the aerial trolley snapped. So lots of people on the ground watching this rescue operation. A huge amount of concern about what might happen. Our reporter Courtney Bembridge is with me, and across all the developments. How's the rescue operation going, Courtney?
Well, in those pictures we just saw, you can see the Army has sent a couple of helicopters into the area. But of course, it's very tricky because the rotor blades from the helicopters could disrupt the cables that are precariously hanging in this area. And we can see the images now. So it is hanging on its side, this cable car, and it is an open cable car. So that means that, you know, the doors on each side is an open space. There's nothing to stop people falling out. So that's adding to the risk here. And of course, the fact there's children on board.
How are they, Courtney? Do we know?
Well, we have heard from one of the men on board. He's 20 years old. His name is Gulfaraz, and he's been in contact with some of our colleagues working on this story. And he said that there are 8 people on board, that most of them are children aged between 15 and he's 20. And he said, sorry, there's also 10 children aged 10 to 15. He said that one of them is a student who's 16 years old and has a heart condition. So when we see some of those images, and we saw the soldier, we've got some still images we can show you of the soldier being lowered to the area from the helicopter, there's some question about whether he was actually giving supplies to the people rather than undertaking the actual rescue while they wait.
Perhaps just reassuring them as well that things were in hand, or they were doing what they could. Why were there children on board the cable car? Because I read that they were going to school. Is this how they travel to school every day? Yeah,
so it's a very mountainous region, as you can see from a lot of the images we've been looking at, and it's very common to use cable cars to get from one mountainous village to another. But of course there are safety concerns, and the caretaker Prime Minister has said that we need to look into the authorities need to look into that the safety for all of these type of cable cars. And we've got some images I think we can show you of the type of cable cars we're talking about here that have been uploaded previously. There they are now. They've been uploaded previously to the internet. This is the type of thing that we're talking about. Now, I can't confirm that that's the exact cable car in this incident, but you can see that they are common, and the mountainous terrain, it is the best way. This is described as a very beautiful region, but very difficult to get around by road and any other form of transport, so often relying on this kind of thing.
So what now? We've got the Army there are helicopters there. Everyone's following this around the world now, as well as on the ground. I saw some pictures, Courtney, of people gathered watching the rescue, but the Army is obviously committed to staying and trying to make this work.
Yeah, you can see the crowds gathered there in that region, just watching, and the whole nation, and as you said, the world, watching on to make sure that this has a positive outcome. But it is going to take some time, and they are affected also by wind conditions. So gusty winds in the area could also affect that cable, and of course the rotor blades of the helicopter. That risk needs to be carefully managed. So they're going to continue to try to reach them by helicopter. As they've said, that's really the only way.
It is so dramatic and such a worrying time. Courtney, thank you so much. We have a live page for you up and running on the website, just keeping across all those developments from Pakistan, all the latest pictures there for you as well. We will keep bringing those to you, but also go to the website and check out the live page for all the latest developments.